Hi everybody, welcome back to the Online Bridge Classroom. Well, this is the final episode in which I will share stories from the National Game Selection Trials. Well, some recap from the last episode. Well, our opponents are doing exceptionally well in the finals and giving us a tough battle throughout. Well, at the last spot of the second stanza, I picked up this hand. Well, partner passed as dealer, and right hand side opened a club and then to me. What will you do with this? Well, with a singleton spade, double is not an option. But with 13 nice looking high card points and 2 very good minor suits, well, I don't feel comfortable with a pass either. Well, if I pass hoping to come into the auction later when they find a fit in spades, well, it could be too high by then, probably already at the 3 level. Well, vulnerable against not, that feels dangerous. Another issue is that if opponents end up in any major or no trump contract, I really do not want to see a major lead from partner. Well, that nearly certainly give a trick away. Well, so having these in consideration, I decided to act fast, and with this hand the obvious choice will be to overcall one diamond. Well, overcalling with a good 4 card suit when partner is a pass hand is usually a good idea. Well, there are a few reasons for that. Firstly, you know that there is no game, so do partner knows, so the auction could not go so much out of control. And secondly, it does help with the defense. Well, you will want to receive a diamond lead regardless of the final contract. So lastly, it could possibly buy you the contract at a relatively low level, right? So it's always better to play than defend, as we all know. So nice, partner supported with 2 diamond, and as calmly as the bidding could possibly go, 2 diamonds soon become the final contract. Well, the play is not an exciting one, as they are not able to draw all dummies trumps in time. We scored 4 tricks in each of the minors and an additional hard rough for 9 tricks. Our teammates without the 1 diamond overcall played in 1-0 trump. They lead the ace of club but was not able to find the killing shift to a low diamond. So plus 90 and plus 110 from my side generates 6 imps for our team. Heading into the last stanza, we are 5 imps ahead when I picked up this first board. Well, after 2 passes to me, I opened 1 club, showing a club suit or a balanced hand. And partner then bid 1 spade, showing no majors in our system. And right hand opponents now comes in with a double for a takeout. So I bid 1-0 trump to show my balanced hand. While left hand opponent now comes in with 2 hearts. Pass to me. Well, looks like it's no good defending 2 hearts, so I decided to reopen with a double. Well, being non-vulnerable, playing in 3 minors, even if it goes down 2, it could not be too bad once 2 heart is a making contract. Well, then partner bids 2-0 trump, saying he don't know which minor to play, so my choice would be 3 clubs, and that becomes the final contract. So there's quite a lot to take a look at the play, so let's see how it goes. Well, the opening lead is the Queen of Hearts. Well, and when dummy comes down, well, it looks like I have plenty to do. I've got only 5 tricks: Ace King of Clubs, Ace King of Diamond, and Ace of Hearts. Well, there will be 1 extra in trumps. I can ruff something, and it seems like I need to score more ruffs in order to tally up to 9. Perhaps also the Jack of Diamonds will need to score as well. So I started with playing the Heart Ace to win the opening lead and playing a Heart back. Well, right hand side got the lead and he shifted to the 10 of Clubs. So not just that I am aware that I need some ruffs, so do my opponents. I take this trick in dummy and then play a spade to continue with my plan. Well, right hand opponent played low, so I just cover to put left hand opponent in. After this, left hand opponent cashed the ace of trumps and shifted to a heart. Well, so I ruffed in hand now, and things seem to go quite well. After I ruff this trick, I can ruff a spade in dummy, and as long as trump breaks 3-2, I can draw an extra round of trumps and then ruff the last spade with dummy's trump, and then I can finesse the diamond, and as long as that works, I will make my contract. So here it goes. I ruff a spade in dummy and try to come back with the trump, but well, things are not going well. Trumps actually break 4-1, and so at this moment when I try to ruff the last spade in dummy, my left-hand opponent correctly high rough with the jack of clubs and then draw my last trump. And then he has still got the jack of hearts to cash to put me 2 down. Well, I could have done better by reaching dummy with a diamond instead of a trump to keep my trump control, so I would score at least 8 tricks even though trump breaks 4-1. At this point you may say, well, 3-2 is the normal break while I play for the tricky layout. Now let's take a look at how the whole hand looks like. There is in fact double confirmation during the play that could tell me trumps actually do break 4-1. Well, the first clue is that the opponent returned a 10 of clubs at the 3rd trick. Well, when you decide to return a trump, you don't usually return a 10, right? So this is the first suspicious sign that's showing trumps may not break properly. And then after taking with a heart, opponent did not continue playing trump. He instead cashed the ace of trump, ace of spade, and then shifted to another heart. Why? That line of defense would have held me to 8 tricks if he has continued playing a trump instead. That should be obvious enough. Well, the only reasonable explanation that he did not defend it that way would be he has started with queen jack to 4-card trump, sitting behind my king of clubs, so that he did not want to shift to a club at that point. So both of these clues should have told me that the trump actually break 4-1, and had I been more careful with my play, I would have ended up with just 1 down in 8 tricks. Well, so why spend all the time talking about this single down trick? It seems unreasonable, right? My teammates scored 9 tricks in 2 heart in this board, so we do still have a 1 im advantage on this board. Well, despite my misplay on the hand. However, the match actually ended up tied with 88 ims to each team. So had I been more careful to get 8 tricks on 3 clubs on this board, that would have given us 1 more vital IMP to keep the sudden death match away from us. Well, with the match tied at 48 boards, it then enters the sudden death stage with 2 extra boards to be played. Well, this is actually my first time ever to play in a knockout match which is decided in the sudden death stage. Well, let's see what happened there. The first board is a challenging partial contract, and one side reaches 3 diamond and the other side reaches 3 clubs. Well, with both declarer made their contract for the same 110 under very careful declaring play. Well, it's the second board that decides the match in a rather ironic way, nearly completely handed over to the goddess of luck. Well, here's the hand, how it looked like. Well, I'm sitting at south hand, so at second seat I opened a routine 15 to 17 no trump, and well, my partner transferred to 2 heart and we played there. Well, as you can see, whether or not the hand will make 10 tricks actually depend on the trump's layout and the position of the diamond king. Well, now that the heart king is offside, I scored 8 tricks safely in 2 hearts. While my opponents played in 14 to 16 no trump, they chose to open 1 club and then repeat 2 no trump to show 17 to 19 balance, and soon find themselves at the unmakeable 4 heart contract in this board. While 6 ims to our team, and the berth to represent the Hong Kong youth men's team at the National Games. This is a very well played finals by our respectable opponents, and a very hard fought match by my partner and my teammates, which finally earned us the final victory. Well, there will be more stories to come when it comes to the National Games, which will come in November. Well, stay tuned for more stories from other tournaments we played during this summer, including the World Youth Teams Championship and the Hong Kong Intercity Championships. Well, see you all very soon, and goodbye. Hope you have enjoyed.